And I'm Farinir. And this is the podcast where we try to answer the question, can two creatives really break free from the 9-to-5 grind and find success in a more fulfilling creative life? If you guys have any questions or feedback for us whatsoever, feel free to email us at creativequestcontact@gmail.com. We'd love to answer any of your questions and hear any of your feedback on the show. That would really help us to improve things moving forward. So again, feel free to reach out with any questions or leave any comments on our social media. That would be great. Thank you.
And if you're listening somewhere where you can leave reviews, if you leave us a review, it helps new listeners find us and spreads the word. So thank you.
Thank you very much. So with that underway, what have we been up to? We've had a busy couple of weeks. Once again, we've finally finished editing the last of the Mario episodes.
You say we. You mean you.
Mean me.
Like, fully you. I literally didn't edit any of it.
No, that has been my conquest over the last 7 months. Oh my god. But it's finally done. When we started it, we probably had no idea how long it was going to take and what a massive challenge it was going to be to find time for it each and every week for 7 months. But it's finally done now. 29 episodes it came to in the end. 29. And with that out of the way, I feel huge relief and can move forward thinking of other things other than Mario for those hours a week, which is great. And it's great for everyone else because they don't have to hear about it anymore, right? Talk about it every week, but no, it's gone now.
Yeah.
It's behind us.
Yeah, I mean, I always, like, from the get-go, when we would actually record it on Twitch, I'd be like, this is like a 2-hour session. And unless you cut it down heavily, it's going to be very long episodes and lots of editing. So, like, a lot of the episodes that we put out were multiple... It was, like, the same level over multiple... Does that make sense? Like, it was one streaming session, but it'd be multiple episodes.
Yeah.
Which meant that even though we only streamed it, like, about 10 times, it ended up being the 29 because we'd be streaming for, like, 2, sometimes 3 hours even, especially over Christmas.
Yeah.
And so it made the episodes pretty chunky. And thinking of, like, other YouTubers that I watch, the only time they do big series is, like, if it's, like, or like an adventure series. But they're sort of platform games. It's, like, harder to... Cause it's quite repetitive, isn't it? So we'll still definitely do big series, but maybe just think more about what we choose to have as the big series. Because the Mario, it was really good, but I saw your eyes glazing over a few times you were editing it. We're like, oh god, like it's quite a lot of the same sort of thing, but it was still really good. And
that's the thing.
You learned a lot, so.
I learned a hell of a lot, and a lot of it was the banter we had along the way. Like, we had a lot of really fun chats all the way through it, and it gave our viewers a chance to get to know more about us and things like that. So I think there's a lot of that was really worth keeping and having in there. And like you said, I learned a lot from doing it in terms of workflow, in terms of, like, project management, things like that, and it all really helped. And I have no regrets on doing it, even though it did take a lot. But from the shorts we did from it, we've got over 30,000 views on YouTube now, which is really good. Really happy with that.
It's very well, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really good. It's given us a steady stream of content all the way through. And it's been really helpful because obviously until the house is done, we don't have our, like, ideal studio space where we're going to shoot all of the things we really want to do. So it's been helpful having this constant steady stream of content all the way through.
Sort of pre-recorded, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly. One of the other big things that we learned from it quite early on, we realised that this was going to be an issue, was that the way we obviously got the footage was from streaming it in the first place, but we've worked out that streaming it is very different to just recording it, and if you want to turn these things into a video at a later date on YouTube, it's ideal to not have the massive overlay on it. Like, the overlay is really eye-catching when you're streaming and quite helpful and informative, but it's not ideal for when you are, trying to make the video on YouTube afterwards. So even since then, everything we've recorded and streamed with an idea to edit later, we've taken off the overlay and just gone very minimalistic, and that works better. So we learned that pretty quick, and that's going to be a key thing on all the things we do later on. So that's definitely been something we've learned from doing it. And again, it's just the time. Like, we definitely won't do another huge full playthrough while we're both in full-time work. I mean, thankfully you're part-time now. which is still wonderful news to my ear. But until I can go at least part-time, I won't be doing that again, because it's just such a big commitment.
Unless I just pick up editing more. I'm definitely getting better
Yeah, you're
at
doing
it.
really well now.
Yeah, like, it's just, once you do it a few times, it kind of goes like, oh, okay. And a lot of the tools, or like the kind of ideas behind the tools, are quite similar to other Adobe software. Like a lot of it's like transferable. So even though I didn't recognize a lot, once I just knew the very basic structure, because when you open Premiere Pro, it's so overwhelming. Like, there are so many different panels. When you realize you don't use 20 of the panels, it's fine. You know, like, you use that for like that one time you do this special transition or whatever. But like, once you realize that most of it you aren't using constantly, it's actually not that bad.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm definitely, I mean, I'm using it all the time for my new job now. Like, I'm using it every day, really. And a lot of the skills that I've picked up from it is from what you've learned from doing the Marios. It's kind of all like dominoed and worked out. But yeah,
It's been quite handy, really, isn't it? Very convenient.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to learn on something like Mario than, you know, on actual real, I say real work, but you know what I mean. It's
That's,
like, you know, when you've got deadlines and it's got to be a certain quality, it's better to learn on something like a Mario series where it doesn't really matter if it's, you know, if it flops, it flops. It's
Exactly.
all right. It's all a learning experience.
So I picked up a lot of very valuable skills from doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, while we'd love to make playthroughs for games like Dark Souls and The Last of Us in particular, because I would love to watch Raven play those for the first time, and I'm sure lots of other people would, but yeah, we just don't have the time until we can get a few more hours freed up, which hopefully won't be in the too distant future now, so that's good. So overall, well worth it. But that's one of the key takeaways we have now is, if you are working full-time, pick your projects carefully, because you've only got so many hours in the week. Don't be stupid like me and pick something that's going to take 7 months to finish producing. It's just not worth it in the end. So go for smaller projects. That's my key takeaway from all that. No regrets on having done it, but pick smaller projects. Be sensible.
Yeah, it
be realistic.
Doesn't mean don't be as consistent. It just means, like, just break up a little bit.
Exactly.
And I think diversifying your content makes it easier for people to find you as well. Like, thinking of the creators I watch, like, a lot of their content is actually pretty variable. Like, it'll all be games or making something, but it's very different each time. And they might have a series, but they'll, like, tandem which episodes are coming out. Maybe if it's 2 episodes a week, but it'll still be different constantly rather than just, like, that one series.
For sure. So yeah, I think until we're in a position where we can do other things, we'll be mixing it up with smaller projects.
Yeah, we've
diving in and out of things for a while.
We've got quite a few things lined up that are small stuff.
Yep.
And I know that we'll be restarting the Minecraft series soon,
Yeah.
which is a big project, but I can edit that, and it's kind of a bit different in how it's. So I don't mind. Like, it's not like a problem. It's not like you say, like a Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's more, that'd be my baby.
I was just going to say, that'd be your baby. That's so funny. I was literally going to use that phrase.
Yeah, we've got some friends that we're going to be doing it with, and they're messaging me every day, badgering me. I know that
When can we go?
They will be watching this, guaranteed. They put it on their TV and watch it in front of the family. It's so sweet. He'll be badgering me and being like, when are you doing it? Soon. But listen to Farron, we're very busy right now. Very busy. So let's catch up. We'll be there.
You can tell we're too busy at the moment, because I have paint on my forehead.
I didn't manage to get any paint on my face. Unless I imagine if I just got the little white heart perfectly.
Yeah, you could never tell.
I do have a face painted white heart on my nose, but that's purposely there. The rest of me.
I'm so happy. I didn't get like a splash on my shorts, and then the splash I did get on my head perfectly missed my hat. Look at that! It went straight through the little window here. I was so happy when I saw that. I would hate to ruin my favourite hat. But perfect.
Yeah, I did say to not to take that off, and you were like, no, I'll be fine. And then you were literally painting the ceiling, and I was like, I don't know about you, but that's like pretty high risk. But yeah, somehow. Thing is, I knew that I was wearing like rough old like painty clothes, so I just didn't even. I made no effort to get paint on myself, and you could tell.
In fact, you made an effort to get paint on yourself by the look of it.
Pretty much. I was wiping my hands on myself. I got paint on my hands. Wipe it on myself. It's fine.
Don't matter. Slap it on.
It's alright, innit? So yeah, we will get around to the Minecraft series very, very soon, and that'll be my baby, and I'm really keen for it. We have a few episodes to start with, And then we went to this whole thing where I accidentally deleted the world. It's a whole story. We'll get into it another time.
Tragedy it was. Utter tragedy.
It's pretty sad, honestly. But be back bigger than ever. And we have lots of plans.
We do. Pro tip number 2, though. Back up your world, I suppose we could say. That's something we've learned. Always back up your world and your project.
Yeah. I mean, part of the problem is that this was over the general election. And the Mac that I edit on and play Minecraft on got full very quickly. Like, we've got a lot of space on it, but we had all of the footage from the Vieira tutorial, which I still haven't edited. I'm so sorry. All the housing footage, all of the general election footage, and then various other projects and games that suddenly it was like, whoa, hold up. So I started like deleting odd bits and bobs and trying to update Minecraft at the same time, and it just all went, no, sorry, and it,
So sad.
But when we relaunch it as a proper series, we'll back up the session each time.
Exactly.
And be good.
It'll be great. It'll be a good laugh.
And we'll have multiple backups in different places. Just in case.
Oh. So that's all good. The other big thing we've been up to is, in the last episode, we talked about considering to do more paid advertising on YouTube. And as soon as we finished that episode, I went and did it. I just got it done. And the results were spectacular. Oh, I was so happy with this. So we didn't do much. We just threw a few pounds, that's really hard to say, in Google's direction. And we started with £5 over 3 videos. So £5 each.
Very minimal amount.
Minimal amount. No risk. Just see what's going to happen this
fiver.
time. So we used 3 different types of videos. We used one of our Creative Quest videos. We used a high-performing short of us both making really cute bracelet beads in the...
That's a great video.
It was a great video and it's so cute. And that did really well on its own, so I thought we'd put some money on that and see how extra well it does after that. And the house renovation part 1 video as well. And I could not be happy with these results. So the Creative Quest episode got 46 views based on this fiver. And of those, 23 new subscribers we got, which is 50% conversion rate. Can you believe that? That's a huge amount.
Really good.
It is a huge amount.
So, you might be listening to this or watching this based on our little ad.
Yep.
So that's good. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi.
Money well spent. Nice to meet you. The short actually didn't do so well. I thought that would do better, but it got us 55 views and only 4 new subscribers, which is 7%, which is a huge difference. And like historically, we've said before, our shorts always do way better.
Way better.
So,
it's very interesting.
And that was one of our best shorts as well. That one did do well on its own. So I was surprised that one didn't do more. Which leaves us with the house renovation video, which had 64 views, so only a tiny bit more, but 40 new subscribers. 40. 62.5% of the people that viewed it based on that ad subscribed. That's huge.
That's a really good conversion rate.
I had the most fun week ever. Like, every 5 minutes I was checking my phone and it's new subscriber, constantly for a whole week. It was amazing. So that took us from, I want to say, 72 subscribers at the start of this little exercise week up to 130, which is almost double from the sake of, what, £15 all in all. No, I lied. Sorry, I did. The house video did so well that I chucked on an extra £5 at the end of it because I was too excited to see all these little games, so I wanted a few more days.
So £10 on the house one.
Exactly, that had £10 in the end.
I just Googled this just to double check that my memory of marketing stuff was correct. A good conversion rate, normally on average, is 5%. That's seen as successful, and it varies a little bit by industry, which is why it's 5% on average, because some industries are harder to convert, so they're a bit lower, and some industries are a bit higher. So normally it's between 2 to 8%, so it's about 5 on average. And a lot of those the only one that is within the conversion rate is the short, which was on 7%, but the other 2 are astronomically above a good conversion rate. So that means that the money that we spent and the type of ad that we selected, which was what type again?
Audience growth.
Audience growth. Was exactly right for that. And it also means that YouTube's algorithm is very good in going, that person will like you. And so it's good to know that it's good value for money if you do choose to spend anything on it, because normally if you pay to have a conversion rate, you're looking at about 10% if you pay for it. So to get 62% and 50%, that's banging,
Happy
honestly.
with that. That's
I just wanted to
banging.
Google and like double check that I was remembering the right, because I was looking at that then and I was like, am I making it up that it was 5%? Maybe I was thinking for engagement rate or something, but no, it is conversion rate 5% on average. So
Mad.
yeah, very, very good. Well done.
Really, really good. So I could not be happier with that. In fact, the conversion rates are so good that I'm almost a bit skeptical, you know? Like, I'm a bit suspicious. Are all those new subscribers real people? Or are they shady YouTube bots there to make you think your money is getting you so much growth, you know, that you're going to instantly dive back in and throw more money on them, like we're going to do. I would take the bait. But I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's all above board. But I am paranoid.
The names of people as they subscribe to you?
Only if they allow it. So sometimes you can, but if they haven't got this little box ticked, you won't see them. So yeah, it's hard to know for sure.
I feel like if YouTube frequently used bots for its own advertising, that would come out.
I would
Because
think
obviously
so.
they'd have them as not ticked boxes. So that makes me think that it is legit. Because normally advertising stuff like that does come out very quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
That would be-
whenever there's a scandal, like Instagram's known for it. They change things and it's like so messed up and it comes out straight away. But YouTube, you don't really hear drama in that sense about it.
No, it would be a huge scandal if that were the case.
Yeah.
It would be.
So I
imagine
guess,
it'd be highly illegal. I'd hope it would be.
Yeah, so if you're real and you're listening to this, just comment saying that you are real.
Yep.
And that's great. Or like it. That would
That's
show that
it.
you're
That
real.
would be nice.
Invite your friends to come like it. That'd be real. Yeah, it's just, we'll see. Yeah, I understand the skepticism. And we'll see if that engagement carries on. Like, great that we've gained, how many followers in total from that?
I don't know the exact number, but like a good 60, 70 odd.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they... It's great that the number's gone up, but what does that impact?
Well, that's
Does
the-
YouTube see the growth and go, brilliant, these people are on the up, show them to other people? Or are those people who have subscribed, are we actually going to be in their feed at all? Because YouTube goes through phases where if you don't press the notification button to see me in your feed, as we hear time and time again, that you don't actually pop up on anyone's feed. You don't even get told when someone makes a video and you only find it when you go to manually search for them.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what those 70 subscribers
For
do.
sure.
Do they hang around? And do they watch stuff again?
Well, that's the thing. That brings me to my next point very conveniently. There has been an instant noticeable difference because before this little experiment took place, our shorts tended to average about 450 views, and that was pretty consistent. Every short we've put out since then has hit over 500. So
Interesting.
that adds up pretty well.
That is about the amount of the new followers we gained.
So far, it's consistently hit over 500 every time.
It'd be interesting to know if that extra 50 are our new subscribers being shown that. Is that 50 new subscribers? Or is that a boost to the algorithm in general of just like the verse of YouTube
Yeah.
where people exist in? Like, is it people who are now engaging with us? Or is it new people because of that boost? I don't know how you'd find that
Can't
out.
quite tell, can you?
I don't know if you could maybe find out if you used Google Analytics.
Maybe.
Which I despise. And because Google own YouTube, they probably have some good links to do that.
Probably.
I don't know. I'll look into that maybe. But I hate Google Analytics and I will avoid it as much as I can.
Oh dear.
But it may be worth just taking a little peek.
Yeah, a little peek. Peek under the hood. See what's going on. We'll get back to you on that next time.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just teach you to use it and then,
Yeah.
and then I'll just slide away. It was all fine until they updated it last June, and I've been so hateful of the new one that I just still haven't set aside the time to learn it, because every time I open it I just feel intense despair and hatred for it, and the fact that I've lost everything I learned. I got the certificate the month before they announced that they were overhauling it, that I'd
that's
qualified
sad.
in Google Analytics. So yeah, I'll learn it eventually, but
One day. One day.
one day.
So that's about it on that front. What have you been up to?
I have started to learn to make jewelry, and this is something I've wanted to do for like the longest time, and to make sort of like little key rings and keychains and little necklaces, earrings, bracelets, hairpins, you know, like a whole range of stuff, like not one kind of specific type of jewelry, just kind of little accessories, because I accessorize a lot myself, and I spend a long time finding things, because I'm very like particular about it. Like it's got to be a certain kind of clip, a certain kind of size, a certain kind of, you know, and because especially in like hair stuff, my hair is so thick and unruly that a lot of stuff that's like very pretty and cutesy just kind of looks a bit manic in my hair and falls out. So I've always like spent a long time, as you see me browsing and shopping for like jewelry that I like and that fits me nicely. So yeah, it's just something I've been interested in a long time, and I finally decided to put the money and time into it. So I did spend, was it £100?
About that, yeah.
It's £96, I remember now. It was £96 for 56 different items. So that doesn't mean like just 56 beads. I mean like 56 different types of beads and chains. Are you okay there?
I am good.
Am I tiring?
No, it's just been a long day.
It's been a long day. Yeah, it's like 56 different items. So that's like keychain hoops, like little clasps, beads, pliers, you know, wire, the whole shebang, the lot. I did like I didn't really do much research. I did a little bit into like the very basics, but I more just looked at the stuff that I have and was like, what does this have on it? Cool, I need that thing. And just sort of went off of that. So I bought quite a few things, and I made a keyring first. I made some little charms out of air dry clay, and then painted them with acrylic, and then Mod Podged them. That's what I did when I had COVID, because that's kind of all I could do. So that's great. They're all done now. And then I put little key rings on it. I made one for my sister after her cat, and so it's got cute little orange and autumnal things on it, which I'm very excited to give her. And then yesterday I made a necklace that was inspired by the paladin from Final Fantasy, because ideally, and I think a lot of artists and sort of hobbyists will understand this, is that it's very nice to have a hobby, but that hobby does eventually take up space, and that hobby is often quite expensive as well. So I'm coming from the point of view of a hobby. I don't ever think I could make jewelry at a scale that it would be like a business, but hopefully I can make things and enjoy making them, and then I can sell them, and that money can just be put into buying new supplies. If it can take off more than that, then that's great, but I'm simply doing it just because like that would be nice. But it's also like, you know, nice if you can make it back from that. So yeah, I started making that. So I made the paladin necklace, which is kind of like silver, pale blue, and then like a tiny bit of gold, where it just has like, normally the armor has little gold accents on it, so I just put a little bit of gold in it. So that's very nice. And I hadn't done one before. It took me a while, but I got quicker every like 30 minutes, you know, like once I figured out how to hoop and loop something, I kind of was like, oh, okay, that's how you do that. And I just sort of, because I wasn't making it for a like end goal or like a purpose, it didn't matter that it took a while. It didn't matter if I had to, you know, sometimes I tried to make loops on bits of wire and I had to throw them out because I overworked them and they became brittle, you know. So it was nice just to kind of play with it and go at my own pace. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really keen to make more, and I've already bought more supplies. So that's
a good sign.
Yeah.
It came out so well. I was amazed that you made that. I didn't think you made it at first. I was like, you've bought that. Where'd you buy that from?
You were real impressed.
I was really impressed.
Happy.
It's so
very
good.
Nice. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be like a new, fun avenue for me, and if it takes off more, then that's absolutely brilliant, and if it doesn't, that's cool, because it's just nice and enjoyable, and I think it's good for creative people to still have things that are like hobby only and not like just business, because it very quickly becomes like only work, and it, you know, can be a bit difficult. So leading from that is about selling them. And I'd looked into, well, I did look a little bit, mostly Farron, I looked into the benefits between getting an Etsy and a website. So I had Etsy for many years when I was a freelance artist and illustrator. I can't speak either. I had an Etsy for many years when I was a freelance designer and illustrator. So from like, I think 2017 to 2021 is when I had it. And then my day job got so hectic that I just had to stop doing it. So I'm quite familiar with Etsy, and I know that the fees that come with it are pretty ridiculous compared to having a website. But it also is good marketing, and people have a lot of confidence with it because everyone knows Etsy, and so a lot of people feel more confident buying through Etsy than an independent website, which is totally understandable. It's fine. So long term, having my own website would be great and ideal and more cost effective, and I could have a wider range of things on there. But for now, when I'm doing small scale things, and I'll be putting the patterns I used for a baby mobile I made recently, I'll be making them digital and putting them up there. Just Etsy is fine, more than enough. And then I can use that base engagement to then go to a website, and we're all good.
Definitely.
So that then leads into Etsy names. So my Etsy name for a very long time, my like artist and designer name, is Sleepy Peach. And I think I changed it to Sleepy Peach in 2019, maybe 2018 even, I can't remember. And because I hadn't used it for almost 3 years now, another business in America had used it and made quite a successful clothing line. So anytime you search Sleepy Peach, you basically just got flooded with their stuff, which meant I could either attempt to compete with it, but honestly, I just felt like it was kind of rude because I hadn't used it for 3 years. And I feel like if I made an effort to try and constantly outdo them, it just wasn't something I wanted to get into. And I was like, props to them for doing really well and having a successful business. Like, I just, thought it's just better just to pick a different name. I love Sleepy Peach. I totally vibed with the whole, aesthetic of it. But I just decided it was easier for everyone involved if I just pick a different name. And so quite similarly, I've picked Sleepy Leaf instead. So very similar vibe. And more green, which I'm always down for. So now my new Etsy name will be Sleepy Leaf, and I'll make a new Etsy instead of carrying on with my old one and just start totally fresh, because I haven't used it in so long that there's not really any engagement that I'm dragging with me, so I'm just gonna start over.
Fresh start.
So then the last thing is thinking about packaging. I've always done painting packaging, and I'm pretty refined at doing that, but I've never posted jewelry, and I've got quite a bit of research to do on that because some of them are quite fiddly, and I noticed like this one I'm wearing now is that it's quite, if you're just listening, it's quite intricate, it's quite detailed, there's lots of bits of chain that are like overlapping, and I noticed that when I buy things like this, they always arrive tangled, and I have to spend the first 10 minutes untangling them. That may be unavoidable, but I'm going to try and do some research into what I can get to prevent that. If you know anything, let me know, because that would be very helpful. And I've started thinking of some ideas, even just like placing necklaces flat between card and sort of like almost pinning them in place. So yeah, we'll just, almost like how I did the wig, like holding so it sets in place. So yeah, I got some research to do, but I'm very excited for this new venture. I constantly pick up new crafts and hobbies. I could probably open my own shop at this point.
We are terrible for it, aren't we?
Maybe we should just open a craft store. A craft and photography
we
store.
may well end up there at one point, for sure.
Maybe in our video. With a cat cafe in the back,
Yeah.
Honestly, if we said that we did that, I don't think anyone would be surprised.
No, not at this point.
So yeah, just very, very excited. Something nice and positive to do, something calming. And now that I've left my previous job, I've been able to take my laptop and all of the gear that came with it back. So I finally have my desk back as my desk, and I'm not constantly fighting with a laptop, which is ridiculously heavy for what it is, and a big charger and all these sorts of things. So yeah, very excited, keen to make more. Made it so I was able to repair the keychain on my phone.
Yeah, that was helpful.
We need to bring keychains on phones back. Why we got rid of them in designing phones, I don't know, but
Terrible.
I was able to fix that. So yeah, I'm sure. And my cosplay, my dancer Vieira cosplay, is covered in hoops and loops, and we've fought so much with repairing it when we've been in a hotel in a small corridor somewhere.
Chaos.
So now I can just take my little pliers and stuff with me, and we can just fix it. So I'm very, very keen to not have to almost break our nails on trying to twist
I didn't think
them
about that. That'd be
whilst
so
they're
helpful.
attached to me and I'm like squirmed into like a weird corner. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be much, much better for everything really, and it'll domino. The skills will domino onto lots of things. I'm sure.
For sure.
So yes, very, very keen to do more. But the problem is that I'm so keen to do it and I'm enjoying it so much that every time I have to go to work now, I'm just kind of stroppy that I'm not at home. Yeah, I'm not actually stroppy, but you know, I'm constantly thinking about just playing the beads when I get home.
Daydreaming about beads all the time.
I just want to make the pretty things.
You're off to a good start.
And I keep Googling like inspiration, like what can I make? What this theme, this shape, you know. So it's going to become my new personality.
Yep. And everyone's okay with that. We all support you in your new endeavour.
You've been very supportive over it. I've been like, I shouldn't spend £100 on a new hobby just as we're about to move house. And you're like, no, do it.
Do it. Buy them. Buy all the beads. I even sat there and helped you
did.
painstakingly
You were
sort them.
so sweet. You were helping me pick out like yellow stars from orange stars, from blue to purple stars, different coloured flowers, different coloured hearts. You were so precious.
Sorting them into tiny little boxes, like little Tic Tac containers. All the green ones go in this tub. All the blue ones go in this tub. It was good.
very therapeutic.
It was therapeutic.
To do, though.
I enjoyed
very
it.
Calming.
It was good.
But yes, you were very sweet. You're very helpful. And it's meant that I've been able to make things nice and easily, knowing where it all is.
Yep.
It's all labelled.
Yep. And then we find you a nice big box to put it all in, so all of it is all together. It's really good. So far,
Very
so good.
golden retriever boyfriend vibes, honestly.
That's what I'm here for.
Can't help yourself.
That's what I'm here for. Gotta help. So, that's what we've been up to. What are we doing next?
I've edited the second episode of the house renovation video. That's all done now, ready to go. I think you had like a tiny little last check on it, but otherwise it's pretty much done. And I've made clips from the first video so that we can advertise them as shorts, because we meant to make shorts of the first one, but then we got COVID and everything just fell apart in our lives for a few weeks there. So I finally got up on that and we can put them out, and hopefully they will bring in a good amount of engagement, because they did very well for Mario. And the money that we put on the house video was a better conversion than the money we put on the Mario video a couple of months ago.
Way better.
So I'm hoping that that will do well.
Yep.
And then we've got a wedding in 2 weeks' time. I'm going as a guest. You're going as a photographer.
Exciting.
So that means we'll be missing next episode. I think we travel home. So we film on a Sunday and we upload on a Sunday. I think we're travelling home on the Monday. So it's likely that we will film Tuesday or Wednesday and upload Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
It'll be as soon as we can from we're back. And you'll be editing all the photos from that. You've got the week off, haven't you?
Hopefully
Got the week off. So that means that you can just batch, get them out, get them done.
It's going to be a big task.
Send them off.
I've done it a few times already, and it is always a very busy week. So yes, I will spend the week painstakingly going through thousands of photos and sorting that out. But I can't wait. It's really exciting.
It's why you can't commit more as well at the moment to doing weddings over like the summer and stuff, is because though you can get the time off to go to the wedding, you can't get the time off to edit the photos from the wedding. And especially whilst we were doing the Mario content, you were doing heavy hours of that editing that you couldn't take on like additional for like weddings and stuff. You did the baby photo shoot, which was like a bit of a smaller thing, but the wedding is like massive, because you get like all the guests and each be with the ceremony and like, the party. You know, there's so many. The bride getting ready in the morning. Like there's so many elements of it. So yeah, you need the week off to do it. To do it and not go insane.
Exactly.
So hopefully you'll have that week off and we'll be a little bit late on the podcast, but it will be as close to the Sunday as we can get it. It'll be fun.
That's the plan.
Good.
That's the plan. Looking forward to it. It's exciting anyway. Be nice to do it again. My first goth wedding. I can't wait. It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's like a pagan wedding with hand fasting.
Yep.
They've still got rings and everything as well, but they'll do a hand fasting thing.
They're really
and it's
cute.
in like a old sort of like Celtic-y roundhouse building out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
It's very nice.
Just
very
our sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it. It'd be nice to see all our friends again, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Get everyone together. It'd be cute. It'd be really cute.
What are you going to be doing next?
So, the house is now in a position where we can start actually getting stuck in ourselves, as you can tell by my forehead if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're just listening on a podcast, get over and watch on YouTube sometimes. It's colourful and you can see the paint all over our faces and the makeup. It's brilliant. It's full of colourful. Look at that face. See, you're missing out if you're just listening. So, yeah, now that the actual building work is mostly done, as you'll see on our house renovation videos real soon, we can finally start actually helping out and, picking up a paintbrush and cracking on, which we did today. So we started putting on the first coats of sealant and... our freshly plastered walls and ceilings are almost ready for the final paint colours now. That's so exciting. It's all coming together. We're so happy with it all. The electricians are coming on Tuesday and Wednesday to fit the lights, so we can finally go there in the evening again and have lights on.
It's very important within the next couple of weeks, because it's been alright so far because it's been over summer, but it is now middle of September, and we all know that it's like light, dark, pitch black.
Yep.
It gets to like end of September and suddenly it's pitch black by 5 and it's like that for until March basically. So especially whilst you're still working full time and I'm working 9 to 5 half the week, being able to see at night time will be very helpful. Very, very helpful.
Yeah, for sure. So once that's done, we're going to be there a lot more painting and, doing lots of cosmetic work on it and getting things to where we want to be. Sanding floors, yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Fitting kitchens.
Yeah, that's an exciting one.
I'm quite nervous about that. It's a big learning curve.
It's a big job, isn't it?
Learning about how to attach the oven to the mains. That sounds dangerous, but apparently you can just do it if you are a regular person, not an electrician. So
as long as you know what you're doing, it'll be all right.
About like fitting the dishwasher and the plumbing to the back of the dishwasher.
Never done that before. It's gonna be a big time.
Like in my mind, I can kind of picture it, but I've just never done it. I'm sure it's fine, but I'm like, I'm going to need a notepad.
Yeah, for sure. As long as we have someone there that knows what they're doing,
we should watch loads of videos beforehand.
Yeah,
don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Study up. Yeah, so really surprise them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we can do this.
But no, just give that to me. Come on, I can do it.
Yep. We've learned so many other things through YouTube and other videos, so why not this? So yeah, that's going to take a lot of our free time in the next few weeks ahead. So thankfully we have the house renovation videos to keep us going content-wise, because there might be a little bit of a lull in between, because we have lots of work to do on the house.
So much.
We have the wedding, so we'll be away for that. Then a few weeks after that, we're off on holiday. Everything's just happened all at once again. So yes, we're going to have a very, very busy time, but it's all good fun. In a few months' time, we'll be in our new house. We'll have our new studio set up ready. We can make anything we want. It's going to be brilliant.
With everything, I keep saying, like, short-term discomfort for long-term comfort.
Yeah.
That short-term has been extended by us being in this room for over a year now, when it was meant to be 1 to 2 months.
Yeah.
But this time, this is the last time.
Yeah.
Short-term discomfort for long-term comfort.
That's it.
We are going to have to work and walk up to the house and paint all night pretty much every day for the next month and a half, and sand the floors and wax the floors and like varnish things and build a kitchen and build a bed and all these things. But once it's done, like, it's done. That's it. You don't have to fit a kitchen twice unless you wanna. Unless you wanna change it randomly, and then you can just paint it,
Yep.
Like, we don't have to build the bed again. We don't have to sand the floors. We don't have to paint the rooms, Once it's done, that is it. And we can have our office set up and we can focus on creating content, and you can leave your job because we won't be having to put all of our money into the house, and everything can just
Bliss.
Because it has been like 100 miles per hour for the past year, and this is like the final sprint.
Yep.
And we are low on energy, but also good on energy, knowing that it's the final sprint. Like, we have the motivation to just get that. So yeah, it might mean that there's not much content in the next like month. There'll still be the house stuff, the podcast, that sort of thing, and I'll be still doing my Masterpiece Monday streams as much as possible, because you normally work a late on that night.
Yeah.
So we can't, I could go and paint myself, but we may as well just do the stream still.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, in that term of things, like, that should be fine. It's just like everything else may take a little bit of a backseat.
Yep.
But then we can make way more after that. So it's
Exactly. It'll all start
you can
snowballing
miss us
after that.
for a month, and then we'll be here all the time, and you'll be
Can't get rid of
sick
us.
of us.
Oh, good times. Almost there.
My darling,
Yes?
what was the highlight of thine fortnight?
Oh, well, funny you should ask. The highlight of my fortnight was when we visited the house last week. It was last week, wasn't it? Yes.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday. And we were absolutely blown
Wait,
away.
no, it was this Thursday.
This Thursday,
It
yes.
was because then I went to pay the builders on Friday.
Yes, that was it. It was
that's
this
not ages
Thursday. Only a few days ago.
That feels like it was weird. But yeah. Mind broken. Anyway, Karen, sorry.
We were blown away by the progress. Like, we'd only been, I think, the week before that or something. And everything had been, making good progress, but the living room hadn't even been touched. And we were at a point where, we're probably going to run out of money at some point soon. We were thinking of taking a break, coming back to the living room, because that wasn't too urgent. We wanted to focus on everything else and then, reassess and come back to the living room a few months later once we saved up a bit more money. But we visited the house. They'd already bloody done it. Like the whole ceiling ripped down and replaced.
Yeah.
Whole walls ripped down and replaced in the time that we hadn't been there for a few days. And we couldn't believe it. Like, absolute shock on both of our faces. Because we'd already told them as well that we weren't going to be doing that yet. Because, we're running out of time and money.
Yeah.
But they'd just done it.
I went up to pay them the Friday before. So this is the Thursday, and I went up the Friday before that. And I had a long chat to our builders and was like, I totally recognise and acknowledge that this ceiling and these walls need to be repaired, and I want to do it as soon as possible. But I'd had the 2 months off sick, so it meant that we are behind on our savings by quite a bit now, kind of the difference between doing that room or not. And also because so many other repairs had to happen, the amount I thought we'd spend on modernising the house and like completely finishing it, like buying new sofas, all that sort of stuff, that money has had to instead be spent on building walls and ceilings that were safe and not even like decorating. I thought we had money for decorating. We've had money for structural safety. So I was like, I really want to do this room. I know it needs to be done. And I had a bit of a sad moment about, but because we can't afford it, it means we can't have Christmas in this room, because obviously the Christmas tree goes in the living room, and the only other room it could go in is the office, and that would just be a nightmare getting a Christmas tree up there and everything, and we wouldn't have space for it. So I said a bit of a, we won't be able to have Christmas in here, but it's fine, because we can have it next year. And the builders were like, yeah, like totally understand, it's fine. And then the work that they were doing, they did quicker than they thought they'd finish it in, and so they just did that room. And we went up Thursday night, and we're just like, oh my god, like I can't, they did it in like 2 days.
Mad.
I can't believe, I
Mad.
can't believe how quickly they did it. It's amazing, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So they've just got to plaster over the boards now, fix any little bits and bobs here and there, and then that's the worst of it.
Yeah.
We've got to put the loft hatch in as well. But when we went before, for the past like 2-3 weeks, every time we've been there, it's been pretty gnarly. Like whole rooms have been like disassembled, like total like bare wood, no walls, no proper floor, no ceiling,
Ripped
just
out.
seeing straight up to the attic. And I was kind of like, what did I get myself into? What have I agreed to? Like, I'm gonna have no money left. Like, I literally was like, I don't know, I might have to take a loan. But I knew I was gonna be fine, but just the shock of seeing it so bad was like, oh my god. So the fact
We
that
didn't sign up for this.
No, the fact that we're on the other side of that now, and we can begin painting, and there's just that room to go, and we can have Christmas in our living room. We have a Christmas tree with presents.
So exciting.
Yeah. So I spoke to the builder about it, and he was just like, yeah, I knew, and I just made the decision for you. I know we could do it, so I just did it for you. And I was like, oh. He's so sweet. He's really kind, great guy.
Yeah. Really lucky we found him.
We've been so lucky of the builders we found, because where we are now has had people mess us around so much. We've been ripped off. Well, my mum has been ripped off like quite a few times.
Absolute cowboys.
Yeah, really nice people, just didn't come back to finish things. So
They were already paid to do.
So I'm really, really relieved that we found people who just crack on. Good.
Yeah. Record time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now, as Farina said, we can paint, finish last little bits. We've got to sand the floors. Then they can put the skirting and the picture rails back on. Electrician's doing the final fit Tuesday and Thursday. Mum and stepdad coming down 22nd to help us fit the kitchen. That's it. That's it.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. There's little things we can do, like, we've got to sand and repaint the banisters, but it's not like, we can do that when we're living in it. But these are like things that we need in order to live there. Oh, and Joey's catio.
Oh, yeah.
Very importantly, Joey's having his
The most
catio built.
important.
Yeah. Because he's been outdoor his whole life.
Yeah.
So we can't just totally take it away from him.
No, he'll still need some fresh air,
Yeah,
for sure.
he doesn't need much space. He doesn't really go anywhere.
No.
He just sits in the sun.
It's good timing, really, isn't it? He used to get out and about a lot more, but now he's an old boy now.
And we'll be getting Maine Coons, and they need space and places to run around and stuff. So yeah, we'll build the catio, and that's it. We can move.
Getting there.
Done.
Getting there.
Then we can make our office.
Oh, it's going to be the most exciting bit.
We still need to decide on the office colour as well.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Heated debate that is. Have to do a coin toss.
Yeah,
win.
that's a good way to
Which way is
do
it going to be? No, we'll figure something out. So yeah, we
Things are going to change a lot over the next couple of months.
Yeah, and I'll be closer to my job.
Yeah.
And that's all going really well as well, just if anyone's wondering. Because I have now started. I said last time that I was starting it. Now I have started it. And I've been there for 2 weeks. It's great so far. I mean, 2 weeks is like a very short time frame to make a decision on something good or not. But because it's my freelance job becoming permanent part-time, it kind of was guaranteed to be at least okay.
Yeah.
And so far it's been great. And everyone that I've met that started there's still one person to start. But everyone I have met has been lovely, great.
Perfect.
All good. Nice.
Really
It's a
glad.
nice start. It makes a difference on everything else.
Definitely.
Having that just be one less stress, you know?
Your mood since being there compared to being at your old job has been so different. It's been so good. It's nice to see you happy. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
My friend Jess said that when I took time off, when I was sick. And I took time off. She was like, not that you're normally really grumpy, but she was like, you're just more glowy and like cheery and awake and just overall you can tell that a stress has been lifted. That's definitely how I feel. Like there's just been this huge weight just
Yep. And that's what this is all about.
creative quest.
Exactly. Halfway there. You found it. It's me next.
You're close.
I'm close.
We're on
Few months.
Yeah.
Things are going to be very different.
like the end of the tunnel, like I said.
That's it. So,
I'll be the breadwinner then.
so
I can tell you what you can and can't spend. I'll be real strict.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
No, you can't have that. No, not
be
allowing
so
it.
funny.
I'll give you pocket money each week.
yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't mind. That'd be cute. So with that, we're going to go crack on with work. I've got to edit this now, and then, it's already 9 o'clock. We'll sleep eventually today.
We're both we're not doing anything. I do have something. I've got an appointment at 9:30.
Oh, yeah, at least I can sleep. a bit.
Ironically, for chronic fatigue syndrome. Why do they do that?
Ooh, yeah, that sucks.
They always try and book me an early appointment. Sometimes they're like 8 a.m. and I'm like, for chronic fatigue syndrome.
That's so funny. That's so funny. They have no idea, do
They
they?
have no idea.
Like, do you even know
No
what that
idea.
means?
No idea.
They have no clue.
Makes me laugh every time I get the notification for it. I'm like, WBS.
Useless.
So yes, sleep soon.
Sleep soon. So until then, we're out of here. Once again, feel free to contact us with any questions or feedback whatsoever on creativequestcontact@gmail.com. And if you're listening on a podcast service, make sure to leave a review, and that'll be really helpful. But for now, we're out of here. You good?
I'm good.
I'm good. Let's bounce. We'll see you next time.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
listening. Take care.